Hi everyone, I hope you're really well. It is about time for us to go through my empties again because I've got quite a lot in here and I do like to try and keep these videos as brief as possible because chances are there are repeats in here, there are things that I've already done reviews on, but they are empties nonetheless. So let's zip through and have a look at what I've used up since my last empties video, which I think was about a month ago. I think it was. Okay, so just to quickly get the repeat stuff out of the way first, the first thing I've got, and you would have seen this in the box because it's one of the biggest things in there, it is this package here of Radox bath salts. It's the original blue ones, which is the Thyme variety. I'm not a big fan of the green ones. I've had the green ones and I don't think they're as nice as this particular scent. Do they do any others? I've talked about these bath salts so many times now that I'm forgetting actually what else they do, but I know that they could be doing with some more. And one of you, I can't remember who it was, sorry, but one of you did actually suggest that I become the face of Radox. I would be happy with that. So Radox, if you're watching, which I know you're probably not because you haven't listened to me any other time I've mentioned this, we would like some more variety, please. I'm imagining purple packaging and lavender scented. That would be nice. Lavender and violet, maybe, if I was going to be specific. So if you could make that happen, I would be super happy because these are lovely. They cost about £1. They make the bath water go really nice and it just makes a really enjoyable bath. And I probably get maybe 2 baths out of this whole box now, which is 400 grams. So yeah, you could make them last a little bit longer, but we have a big bath. I'm a big fan and it's only £1, so I think I can live with using pretty much a whole box each time, if I'm honest. Next repeat item I've got here is this face wash from Simple. It is their Kind to Skin Refreshing Facial Wash. And I don't even need to look at the packaging because I know that's what it's called. I get through one of these probably every single month, so I'm not going to dwell on it too much. I always pick it up when it's on offer, which it seems to be permanently on offer when it's in Superdrug. It's incredibly gentle. I love the fact that it doesn't foam too much. It's got a really weird slippery quality to it, which is actually quite nice, and it kids you into thinking that it's not stripping your skin too much because of the fact that it doesn't foam a lot. And my husband shaves with this as well, and it does a really good job of that. In fact, I don't think he uses any other shaving product now because I basically suggested to him that I thought this would be good for shaving with because of how slippery it is. And basically I was right. So I do really like this. It does last a little while, I suppose, considering 2 of us are using this right now, but I really like this. It's nice and gentle. I've got another repeat here, but this is a different scent to the last time I had a Liz Earle Cleanse and Polish in my empties, and this is one of the very snazzy looking pump bottles instead of the squeezy tube, and I must admit I do prefer this packaging. Not only does it look nicer, it's just a bit easier to use, I think, where you've got the nice pump applicator in the top. And yeah, this scent, I don't know if there's like a teeny tiny bit I could, oh there is, bonus. Oh, it smells really nice, but then you guys know that I do love me a lavender scented product, which I know is not for everyone, but oh, it's such a relaxing scent. The great thing with Cleanse and Polish is the original scent is really nice, but they do lots of other different scents as well, some of them limited edition. I think I've actually got another scent still to try in with all my skincare stuff. I'm not sure, I might have imagined that. No, I definitely haven't. I do have a different scent to try, I just can't remember which one it is. I think it might have orange or something in it. I think I have pretty much got my head around cream cleansers now. It's taken a while and they are definitely not all created equal. They are weird. It feels odd putting cream on your face, but I think I've got to a place now where I know what I'm doing with it and I know what works. And Cleanse and Polish works surprisingly well to remove makeup, including mascara as well. I have been getting through quite a lot of cleansers recently. Spoiler alert for one of the other products that I've got coming up in a moment. And I am quickly learning what textures I'm liking and what I'm not liking and what's performing well. And in terms of a good all-rounder for something that feels really nice on the skin for either a morning or an evening cleanse, when you also want to remove makeup as well, I'm actually quite impressed with this. And it's probably largely because I've tried a lot of rubbish cleansers over, I don't know, the last year or something. Like I said, it did take me a little while to get my head around the idea of using a cream cleanser, but now that I feel like I'm in a good place with what on earth I'm doing with it, I'm actually really pleased with it. I know not everyone gets on with the essential oil content and the fact that they are quite strongly fragranced, so it's not going to suit everybody. But my skin is quite fussy and my skin does quite like this. So I'm really happy that I've got to a happy place with this because I've got a ton of it yet to use up. Next up, we may as well talk about this cleanser, which looks quite similar in packaging to the Lizard cleanser I was just talking about. This is from the brand Odylique, which I have not tried a lot of, but it's quite a popular brand when it comes to people looking for things that are very natural. And this is their Silk Touch cleanser. It's rehydrating and removes makeup. And this is not actually an empty. I've had this for a little while. It was basically a beauty blogger made me buy it moment. They tweeted about it. They had an article all about it. They reckoned that this was a good dupe for Oskier's Renaissance Cleansing Gel, which it's not. The only thing that makes this similar to Oskier's Renaissance Cleansing Gel is the fact that it's a gel, and that's as far as it goes. And for me, for something to be a dupe, it needs to be that bit closer to the product that it's trying to kind of copy, I guess. That's the point of a dupe, isn't it? And so many people throw the term dupe around like, yes, I have found something that's as good as this other expensive thing. Well, this is not. And it wasn't as if it was actually that much cheaper either, because Oskier's Renaissance Cleansing Gel is quite pricey. It's definitely a treat cleanser, unless of course you can be affording to buy a cleanser in that kind of price range. But unfortunately, I am not in that position. So if someone suggests something and says nice and it's a bit cheaper, then I'm definitely going to hop on board and try it out. And yeah, like I said, unfortunately this isn't an empty because I just did not like it. So I will actually be able to show you what some of this product looks like. So as I said, it comes out like a gel and you massage it all over your face and then either wipe it off with a cloth or add a splash of water and it will emulsify into a milk, like a lot of other gel cleansers do, and jobs are good in. The scent of this, as you can probably make out from what's on the front, is largely lavender. So that's quite a big difference in terms of comparing it to Oskier's Renaissance Cleansing Gel, because that's rose scented. So they're both quite relaxing scents. The Oskier scent is very gentle, and so is this one. To be fair, it's not really overpowering, and it does feel really nice when you rub it into your skin. But I didn't find that it removed makeup particularly well, and for me, I want to be able to find a cleanser that is a good all-rounder. Preferably, it will be something I'll want to reach for in the morning as well as in the evening to remove makeup, because I am very keen to really streamline what it is that I'm using, what I'm buying, so they're not taking up a ton of space. So I did not like this, unfortunately, and like I said, it's not empty. It's got a beautiful list of ingredients on the back. It's saying it's got hydrating vitamin E, omega-6 rich cold pressed sunflower oil, soothing and cleansing castor bean oil, and purifying and calming lavender. But I just did not get on with it, unfortunately. I found it actually quite drying on the skin, which is why I ultimately didn't end up finishing it off, which is a shame because they're saying it's supposed to be quite rehydrating for the skin. So I would not pick this one up again. I just did not like it. Next up, I have this body wash here from Dove. This is the Nourishing Care Shower Oil with Moroccan Argan Oil, and I have definitely mentioned this a few times. I'm pretty sure it showed up in Best and Worst of Beauty at some point. I really like this oil. It's really good for shaving with, so if I need to shave my legs or whatever, this is what I reach for because it creates a really nice amount of slip on the skin, which is really helpful when it comes to shaving, but it doesn't put too much of a froth on the skin either, so you can actually see what you're doing. That's how I prefer to shave my legs anyway. It's really nicely affordable as well. I used to use one from the Body Shop, which they discontinued, and I loved that. It was pretty much identical to this, but the scent was just a bit nicer, and yeah, it was discontinued unfortunately, but this ultimately does the same job. It's way cheaper. It's usually on offer again in Superdrug, and I really like this. It's got a bit of water in the bottom at the moment because basically I'm pretty sure this must have featured actually in my Beauty Discoveries of the Year video, or whatever it was that I called it, going back through all of my Best and Worst of Beauty from last year, because I remember talking about it on camera and it had all congealed in the bottom, and basically that was my fault because it had been stored funny in the shower, water got in, and because of the fact that it is an oil-based product, unfortunately the inside went all kind of gooey and unpleasant looking, and it didn't look anything like what it would do normally. It normally looks like kind of honey. So yeah, that explains why there's a little bit of water in the bottom, because I was trying to get as much product out as possible, though I think I do actually have a backup of this somewhere in my wardrobe. I will have to go and check that out in just a second, but yeah, I really like this one specifically just for shaving. I don't tend to use it for any other kind of body washing purpose. Next up, I actually have some hair care products. I know, regulars to the channel will probably know that in my Empties videos, it's a very rare thing for me to have a hair product in my product empties because I just don't get through stuff. Either things last me a really long time, like New Wash from Hair Story. I've been using the big bottle of that for about 4 months now, so I'm just getting ready for that to start running out soon. And then every other kind of hairstyling product I've got, I just don't like, and it just doesn't end up getting to the point where it's actually empty and then I'm able to put it in my box. However, part of the new me is going to be, if I know I don't like a cleanser, or if I know I don't like anything for that point, why am I torturing myself trying to use it all up and make it work for me? And this is another product in that category because this is actually not empty, although to be fair, there's not actually that much left in there. It's probably down to about here, so I've definitely given it a really good go. But this, I just can't torture my hair with it any longer. This is from the brand Ouidad, I think that's how it's pronounced. It's the Curl Experts Curl Quencher Moisturising Styling Gel, which will infuse and seal in moisture with lasting hold. And this particular variety is for tight curls because generally that's what I have. There's 250ml in here, and this was one of my kind of more recent-ish purchases around trying to find some proper decent curly hair styling products, because if you've been on this planet for a few decades, shall we say, we all know how bad curly hair products used to be. And nowadays, there's just a ton out there, and there's probably more than I would ever have the chance to try in my lifetime, to be honest, because there is so much choice out there nowadays and lots of different combinations and stuff. So I saw that this was on offer. I think I picked this up in the sale, and I'd heard that it was a really, really good curly hair gel, because generally what works for when I'm styling my hair is I'll put some kind of a moisturising product on it, so whether that's Moroccan argan oil, some kind of curling cream, something like that first, and then I'll put some gel on the top, and that will help hold everything in and give me the shine I want, but also the definition for the rest of the day and the hold to just make things look lovely. This really dried my hair out. And I don't really know why, because it's saying it's curl quenching and moisturising, and it was the total opposite to that on my hair. I don't think I was using it wrong. I tried it with a few different products. I tried it on its own, and it just made my hair feel horrible. So it got to the point, and to be fair, like I said, I did give it a really good fair shot. I just can't do this to my hair anymore, so would never buy this again. And it's actually put me off the brand, actually, to be honest. But like I said, there's a lot of other choice out there, so I'm not going to be losing any sleep over that. Moving on to a hairstyling empty that I'm actually happy to talk about, but also sad at the same time, because I did actually use this until its very last drop. I have this product from Redkin, and it's their Curvaceous Ringlet styling lotion for spirals, and there's 180 ml in here, and I did actually have to water this down just to try and get the last of the product out, because no matter what I did, I just couldn't get the rest of it out. And I really, really like this actually for using it, like I said, before putting on any kind of gel or any kind of real I'm going to hold on to that style for the rest of the day kind of product. This makes a good base layer to really get those curls formed and looking amazing. And this just delivered every single time that I used it. So I would be tempted to pick this up again because I did actually quite like it. However, not only do I have a ton of curl products left to go through, but I'm kind of like, oh, I want to try something else though. So maybe this will make a reappearance at some point in the future. I don't know. But for the moment, I'm going to love it and leave it, and we'll maybe meet again. I don't know. But if you'd like to see this in action, at least the watered down version, this did appear in my most recent everyday curls routine, which you guys were asking for, so that you could see what products I actually use. And this was one of the products that I used in that video. So I do really like this, but for the moment, I think I'm going to be trying some other things instead. Next, I have got quite the handful of samples. Can you guess what I'm going to mention right now, even though I said I was going to try and not talk about this too much, because I feel like I have talked about this product so many times. And it's not often that samples actually get talked about in my empties videos, just purely because how can you really know how you feel about something with a sample unless it's, oh my god, this is amazing. That is the category this foundation falls into. So you can see that I've actually got through quite a few of the foundations now. To be fair, I probably could cut these open and really scrape out the very, very last of it, but I'm really not sure if I can be bothered to do that. So I've just put a lot of them into empties. I think I've still got about 3 of the samples left, and I've saved purposefully the shades that I think will ultimately be whichever one I end up buying. Oh, and if you didn't know, because you don't recognise the packaging or have guessed already what foundation this is Lancome's Teint Idole foundation that I did a review on what feels like quite a while ago now, and I basically love this foundation. It's gorgeous. It's not perfect, but it is gorgeous, and I'm not going to go into masses of detail because I feel like I've kind of covered all of that already. So if you're curious about why I like this so much and haven't actually seen my review of it, then I will put links in the usual places for you to check it out, because I kind of feel like I've said everything already. So I am getting through it, and the other three, whenever they go into Empties, I will basically be buying the full size, I think, because I don't really want to be without it now. Next up, I've got a couple of skincare-y things. Both of them, I suppose, actually are technically samples, although they're quite generous samples. The first of which is this tube here from Formula Absolute, which I'm pretty sure is a Marks & Spencer's specific brand. And this is their Ultimate Sleep Cream, which I picked up from the M&S Beauty Advent Calendar I had for Christmas. And I don't like this, but I still used it all. And it's 15ml, and it's amazing actually when you don't really like something, how long it feels like it lasts, because I felt like I was using this forever. It's just not for me. I didn't really feel like it did lovely, amazing things to my skin. It says about you waking up and looking like you've got skin where you've slept for 8 hours. No, it's a good budget version, I think, if you're just after a nice night cream that's going to feel very moisturising. But for me, I think I just want something a bit more out of a night cream than just a heavy hydrating cream. Even though this isn't mega heavy, I don't know, it was nothing to get too excited about, so yeah, wouldn't get that one again. And then next up I have got this cute thing of Origin's Clear Improvement Active Charcoal Mask, which I have another slightly bigger one of this actually, because I seem to just come across these random samples, I think probably from Unique's Pick and Mix service, and then they just give it away in other stuff that I've had as well. And this is a proper cult face mask, I feel like, which a lot of people have tried, and I have actually really enjoyed using it. I don't feel like I have used it enough to really notice any significant benefits, but like I said, I do still have the bigger one to get through as well. So really enjoyed using this one. I do love me a good charcoal face mask, and that definitely is what this falls into the territory of. Okay, we are down to the end of things now, and I have 3 mascaras here to talk about, so we may as well do them all at the same time. The first of which I've got is the Diego Dalla Palma Lash, what's this called again? Lash Booster Mascara Siglione. I can never remember which way round all of this is. I'm sure I've probably got the brand and stuff mixed up there. I loved this mascara when I first used it. I thought this was going to be Holy Grail status, which I'm not sure if I've really come close to Holy Grail status before. It just did everything I wanted it to do. It was quick and easy, semi-drama, I suppose. I don't want anything too dramatic, but just something with a bit of oomph. And it didn't smudge on me. I really liked this. And this came from the M&S Beauty Advent Calendar as well, if I remember correctly. And sadly, it only probably worked for me for about a month before things started seriously going downhill, to the point that I just found it really hard to work with, and it was going clumpy and strange, and I was just gutted because, like I said, I really thought I'd found it with this. So if you can afford to buy a new mascara every single month, I would recommend this. This is a beautiful mascara. Maybe you'll be lucky and you'll get more of a month out of it. I didn't, and I know a few of you guys watching this didn't either, because you experienced similar problems. So unfortunately, it's just one of these mascaras that hooks you in, and then literally after a month, it's just totally useless. So this was a huge disappointment. Next I have got IT Cosmetics Superhero Mascara, which I've quite recently talked about, and This just does not do it for me either, unfortunately. And because I have so many mascaras to get through, I am just kind of using them for a week or so and then thinking, actually, if this is really not working for me, what's the point in hanging on to it? Because I have so many others to try. Like I said, trying to streamline things a bit. And yeah, it's an okay mascara. I think for the price tag, it could be a lot better. I know a lot of people really like this mascara, but for me personally, I don't think it's that great. It's just okay. And I think when something is called superhero, your expectations are that little bit higher. Plus, when it's from IT Cosmetics as well, that's just extra disappointment. So I wouldn't pick this one up again. And then lastly, I have this mascara from Tarte. This is their Lifted mascara, which isn't in black. It's kind of like a browny black colour. And this is a really popular mascara of theirs. I think I picked this up as my choice when they do one of those, you can have one of everything for £50 or whatever it is. And this was the mascara choice that I went for, because when I read reviews, it's supposed to be like pretty much bulletproof, sweat proof, you can work out in it. This is kind of how this product has been positioned, and that appealed to me because I thought, okay, I don't necessarily want to be working out in it exactly, but if you can work out in it and it keeps your lashes looking amazing and doesn't smudge or whatever, then I want some of that action, because as you know, one of the main issues I have with mascaras is its smudging. And I do quite like this. It doesn't give you a ton of drama or anything. It's a very natural lash look, which is absolutely fine. I do quite like a natural lash look from time to time, but it's just not the perfect mascara that I would want it to be. And the product started to go clumpy as well quite quickly, so it did make it pretty tricky to work with. I liked the idea in theory, and indeed it didn't actually smudge on me, which was very nice, but ultimately it's just not the mascara that I wanted it to be, so I wouldn't get this one again. And that's actually really sad, because I've kind of ended on a bit of a sad note, really. So that's everything. That's it in terms of empties for this month. It does feel like it was quite a lot, actually, so I'm not sure how long this video is going to end up being, so apologies about that. But that is literally every single product that I have used this month. Let me know what you have got through, and particularly if there's something you're really sad about using up, or likewise if it's something that you've thrown away and you just couldn't finish it because it was awful. I would be really intrigued to hear about what things you've been using and what you've been making of them. Anyway, that is it from me today. I hope you're all really well, and I will see you again soon. Bye!